Welcome to Stories Junction. Let's get started with today's story. It was 1:07 a.m. when the hush outside our bedroom door snapped me awake. Not the usual late-night TV murmur, not even the soft chatter of two people catching up. This was the tight, clipped whispering people use when they think the walls are listening. My wife Monica's voice floated through first, low and edged with that take-charge tone she saved for closing deals. Then came her older sister Vanessa, cool as always, answering like she was reading from a script they'd rehearsed 100 times. "He's not even gonna feel it coming," Monica said. "He doesn't need to," Vanessa replied. "Just keep that smile wide and the room full of witnesses." I stayed flat on my back, eyes locked on the dark ceiling of our house in Tucson, counting heartbeats. 27 years of marriage teaches you the difference between surprise birthday whispers and let's bury him whispers. This was the second kind. Come morning, Monica was already in full Oscar mode. Hair blown out, bright coral dress I hadn't seen in years, smile dialed up to stadium brightness. She slid a plate of blueberry waffles across the table with a single candle jammed in the stack. "Happy 27th, Jackson," she sang, voice dripping maple syrup that I rubbed sleep from my eyes. 27 already? Feels like we just did 25. "Exactly," she said, eyes sparkling in a way that didn't quite reach the rest of her face. "That's why this one has to be huge. Not just some quiet dinner. A real celebration of us." She pushed a glossy folder toward me, photos of the ballroom at the Desert Pearl Resort, string quartet, custom lighting, the works that I raised an eyebrow. "You hate big parties, Mon. You always say they're for people who have something to prove." "This time it's different," she said, leaning in like we were still newlyweds. "You've built the shop into something incredible. You deserve to be celebrated." She tapped the brochure. "I already put a deposit down." The smile never wavered, but I'd seen that exact curve on her lips the day she talked me into co-signing her sister's failed yoga studio. It wasn't joy, it was victory. "What's the catch?" I asked, calm. "No catch, baby. Just love." She kissed my forehead and was already dialing the event coordinator before I could open my mouth again. That night I lay awake waiting for round 2 of hallway strategy sessions. Nothing. Dead quiet. By sunrise she'd booked the whole damn ballroom and told half the city it was our night to shine. I just didn't know yet who she wanted blinded by the lights. The kitchen table looked like a war room by Wednesday. Monica had printouts fanned out like playing cards, floral contracts, seating charts, a timeline that had sentimental video montage in bold at 8:45 p.m. She was circling numbers in red ink while sipping coffee like it was rocket fuel. "I want everyone to feel our journey," she said, not looking up. Old photos, the kids' baby shoes bronzed, even the title to the house we bought right after the wedding. People cry over stuff like that. I set my mug down harder than I meant to. "The house title stays in the safe." Her pen stopped mid-circle. "Jackson, it's symbolic. It shows roots. It shows ownership," I said. "And right now it's in my name only. Let's keep it that way." The air went tight. She gave me the slow blink she used on difficult customers at the boutique she managed. "You've been weird about money lately." "Funny," I said. "I've been weird about money since the day you asked me to float Vanessa's third business that never opened." She rolled her eyes and flipped to the budget page. "Fine. You're the money guy. You pay for the venue and the food. I'll handle the frills." Air quotes and everything. "Venue and food only," I said. "Starting this Friday, my checks go to a new account. I'll auto-transfer the household bills on the 1st. That's the deal." Her head snapped up. "We've never had separate accounts." "We do now." For 10 full seconds the only sound was the refrigerator humming. Then she smiled again, smaller this time, like someone who just realized the game still had moves left. Her phone buzzed on the counter. The preview lit up before she clawed it to her chest. "Notary confirmed for Friday, bring ID." "Big day at the shop," she chirped, flipping the screen down. "Don't work too hard, babe." I grabbed my keys. My stomach already knew what my brain was still piecing together. This party wasn't a celebration, it was a stage, and I was the guy about to get handed divorce papers in front of 200 smiling witnesses. At the shop I told my lead tech, Carlos, to put a new lock on the office and keep the key on him. Then I stuck a cheap Wi-Fi camera above the door frame pointed at my desk. Not for thieves, for family. Thursday afternoon Monica showed up unannounced with a box of those overpriced cupcakes from the place downtown. She never brings me cupcakes. "Truce?" she asked, setting them down like a white flag. Carlos took one look at my face and suddenly remembered he had an oil change to finish. Monica wandered the office, eyes scanning shelves, trailing a finger along the file cabinet I'd started locking. I just want everything perfect Saturday, she said. Maybe for the video, I could borrow the old mortgage papers? Makes it feel real. Photos work fine, I said. She tried the drawer anyway. Locked. Her smile twitched. Since when do you lock drawers, Jackson? Since people started measuring my life for a slideshow. Her phone buzzed again. She ignored it, leaned in close. Mind if I print the final guest list real quick? Our printer at home keeps jamming. Carlos has one in the bay. Ask him. She left with the cupcakes untouched. Carlos walked in 30 seconds later holding a folded sheet she'd accidentally dropped. It wasn't the guest list, it was a printed program. 27th anniversary celebration 8:50 p.m., Monica's speech, gratitude and New Horizons 8:55 p.m., Jackson signs post-nuptial transition agreement witness, Vanessa Brooks professional photographer on standby for historic moment. I folded it once, slid it into my pocket, and felt the last warm spot in my chest go cold. Friday night she suggested just a quiet dinner, the three of us. Translation, me, Monica and Vanessa in a corner booth at Rocco's so they could tag team me into whatever came next. Monica talked nonstop, ice sculptures, signature cocktails named after our first date, the string quartet doing an acoustic version of our wedding song. Vanessa kept lifting her glass with little toasts. To lasting memories, Vanessa said, eyes sliding to Monica. To knowing when a chapter feels complete, Monica added, voice soft as velvet and twice as dangerous. I set my fork down. Complete how? Monica reached for my hand, all sad eyes now. Sometimes love evolves, Jackson. 27 years is a beautiful, but it doesn't have to be forever to be meaningful. Vanessa jumped in with some garbage about conscious uncoupling like we were Gwyneth Paltrow. I just stared at Monica until she looked away first. That night I waited until her Ambien kicked in, then opened her MacBook. Same password she'd used since 2014, our dog's name plus the year we got him. The Gmail tab was still open. Folder labeled New Chapter. 57 emails with a divorce attorney in Phoenix. Earliest one, 8 weeks ago, right after she asked if we could do something epic for our anniversary. Subject lines like asset split scenarios, public signing optics, post-nup language that looks like a celebration. One attachment, the exact family transition agreement she wanted me to sign on stage. It gave her half the shop's value, the cabin in Flagstaff, and 20 years of alimony. All disguised as a loving commitment to future friendship. I downloaded everything to a thumb drive, closed the laptop exactly as I'd found it, and went to the garage. I pulled the little voice recorder I use for insurance estimates and taped it under the lip of the hallway console table in the hallway, the spot where they always whispered. Saturday, 11:42 p.m., it caught gold. Monica, calm as a surgeon, he'll sign. Everyone will be watching. He hates scenes more than he hates losing money. Vanessa, and the photographer gets the shot right when the pen hits paper. Caption writes itself. After 27 beautiful years, Monica and Jackson choose peace. The judge will eat it up. Monica actually laughed. By Monday the narrative is set. Poor devoted wife, stubborn husband finally lets her go. I listened to it 3 times in the dark, no anger, just clarity. Then I made a copy of the recording, labeled the drive Monica's Real Vows, and went to bed. Sunday morning she was humming again, bouncing around in yoga pants like a woman who thought she'd already won. She kissed my cheek and said, tomorrow night's going to be magical. I smiled back for the first time in weeks. Yeah. Magical. Monday afternoon she called me at the shop, voice sugary enough to rot teeth. Lunch? Just us. No party talk, I swear. I miss my husband. We met at the little riverside cafe where I'd proposed 30 years ago. She wore the same pale blue sundress from that day, like nostalgia was a weapon. She reached across the table, squeezed my hand, eyes shining. I got carried away, she said. The party's just about love now. No big speeches, no surprises. Promise me you'll relax and let me spoil you. I looked straight into those eyes I used to trust with my life. I'll be there, Monica. Relaxed as can be. She beamed, hugged me in front of half the patio like we were still kids. I hugged back just hard enough for her to feel it. That evening I called Tommy, the A/V guy who owes me for rebuilding the transmission on his Sprinter van last year. Tomorrow night at the Desert Pearl, I told him. I need the main screen, a laptop input, and you on the switcher. When I tug my left ear, kill whatever's playing and run the file I give you. No questions. Tommy laughed. Man, I've been waiting years to see you pull something like this. I'm in. I spent the night printing in calm silence the original deed to our house, dated 11 months before the wedding, solely in my name, the bank records showing I paid for the shop property with inheritance cash 2 years pre-marriage. Screenshots of her lawyer emails titled, How to Make Him Sign in Public Without It Looking Forced. The full family transition agreement with the alimony and shop grab highlighted in polite yellow. A transcript of the hallway recording, big font, easy to read from row 10. I slid everything into a plain manila folder and tucked the thumb drive in my jacket pocket next to the little recorder, just in case lightning struck twice. Tuesday morning Monica floated around the house like a bride again, humming, laying out my navy suit, the silver tie she bought special. She kissed me at the door. Tonight's going to be perfect, she whispered. I kissed her cheek. Count on it. At 6:55 p.m. the Desert Pearl ballroom glittered like a jewelry box. Silver drapes, candlelight, 200 of our closest friends and a few local reporters. Monica had quietly tipped off for the heartwarming anniversary moment. She wore a floor-length silver gown that caught every light. Vanessa stood at her elbow holding a leather folio I recognized from the lawyer's office. A notary in a cheap suit hovered by the stage with a blue-back document and 2 pens. The screen behind the head table ran the safe slideshow, us on vacations, kids' graduations, smiles I no longer believed. Dinner ended. The MC, some radio guy Monica hired, took the mic and now, a few words from the woman who made it all happen. Monica Brooks. She glided up, radiant, voice trembling just enough to sell it. 27 years, she began, dabbing a fake tear. We've built a life most people only dream of. And tonight, in front of the people we love most, Jackson and I want to honor that journey by stepping into the future with grace. Vanessa handed her the folio. The notary stepped forward. Monica turned to me, eyes pleading and triumphant at the same time. Jackson, come sign our new promise with me. The room went church quiet. I stood, buttoned my jacket, and walked up slow. I took the microphone from the stunned MC like I was borrowing a wrench. Evening, everybody. Monica's right, 27 years deserves the truth. So let's give it the whole truth. I tugged my left ear. Tommy killed the fairy tale slideshow. In its place the screen lit up with the first slide I'd prepped. House deed, 11 months before the wedding, Jackson R. Brooks, sole owner, blown up 20 feet wide. A murmur rippled through the tables. Next slide, Monica's email to her lawyer, public signing equals social pressure. He'll cave to avoid looking cruel. Gasps now. Phones came out. Slide 3, the hallway recording transcript, big block letters. Monica, recorded voice suddenly filling the ballroom. He hates scenes more than he hates losing money. By Monday the narrative is set, poor devoted wife. Vanessa actually took a step back like the floor had tilted. Monica lunged for the mic. Jackson, stop. I held it out of reach and kept my voice level. Relax, babe. You wanted an audience. You got one. Last slide, the family transition agreement, every greedy line highlighted, half the shop, the cabin, 20 years of my paycheck, disguised as a love letter. The notary snapped his folder shut and started walking backward toward the exit like a man who just remembered another appointment. I faced the room again. Here's the only thing I'm signing tonight. I pulled the manila folder from inside my jacket, opened it, and tore the agreement clean in half, then again and again, letting the pieces snow onto the stage. No drama, I said. No ambush. Just no. The room erupted, some cheering, some crying, a few yelling, "You go, Jack!" Like we were at a ballgame. Monica stood frozen in silver sequins, mouth open, mascara already surrendering. Vanessa grabbed her elbow. We're leaving. I handed the mic back to the MC. Play something upbeat. Dessert's getting warm. I walked off the stage, past friends patting my back, past co-workers giving me fist bumps, past Monica's college roommate mouthing, "I'm so sorry." I didn't look back. By noon the next day the video clips were all over Facebook and the local news. Caption on the most shared one, Tucson man turns anniversary ambush into mic drop masterclass. Monica moved in with Vanessa that same week. The divorce papers she finally served 3 weeks later were a lot simpler. No alimony, no piece of the shop, no cabin. My lawyer sent over the event footage with a polite note, any claim of humiliation will be met with this. The demands vanished overnight. The judge signed the decree in 12 minutes. Monica kept her SUV, her jewelry, and the furniture she wanted. I kept everything I'd walked in with 27 years ago, plus my dignity points. 6 months later the house is quiet in the best way. The shop's busier than ever. People like bringing their cars to a guy who doesn't get rolled. Thursday nights I meet friends at the gym. One of them, Sarah, owns the little taco place downtown. She laughs at my jokes, pays her own bills, and never once asked me to co-sign anything. We're taking it slow. Real slow. It feels good. Sometimes customers still bring it up. Man, that anniversary video is legendary. I just shrug, hand them their keys, and say the same thing every time. I don't fix marriages anymore. But I'm hell on wheels when something's trying to steal my engine. Thanks for listening. If you've got a story, send it in. We'll keep the lights on for you.